In lesson 8 here, I'm going to show you how to basically break down geometry of a car so that you can model it fairly quickly. There are a couple different ways that I actually like to model cars. The standard method is the box modeling method, and basically just shape your box. Another method is to use a polyplane and then just extrude edges on the polyplane to eventually shape your car. I can't say which one I prefer best. The polyplane method does work well, but it does take an exorbitant amount of time. But if you use a box, you can basically block out a car fairly quickly. And I'm just going to show you how to go ahead and do that. And this is just an image that I borrowed from Google. And I'm only going to do the side here because I really am not going to go truly into depth to go ahead and do the full car. So we'll just go ahead and start out here basically with just our shape here, and I will need to go into the perspective view here to go ahead and draw the other half of our car, and that's probably going to be a smidge too wide, so we'll go ahead and just make that 2. And basically shape it here to what the car is going to look like for the most part. I mean, this definitely isn't going to be the most high poly, best looking car in the world, but it's going to, for the quickness that I'm doing, it's going to look okay. And I'm basically just shaping the verts of where they need to be. And right now you can see that we basically have the body of the car. It's definitely, like I said, not a Rolls Royce right now, so we'll just have to do a little bit more shaping and extruding. So we're going to go ahead and add an edge loop here so that we can extrude the faces on the top here and basically make the cabin of the car. And you can see where our vertices are all pretty much lined up perfectly, and in one extrusion you basically have a car. And that was, fairly simple. I mean, it's fairly crude, but you get the general principle of, hey, that's a car. I mean, it may look a little bit misshapen and a little bit weird at the moment, but basically there's your car. You would just, like I said, have to do a little bit more shaping, and honestly, I mean, I wouldn't be doing both sides at the same time. I would, basically cut it in half here, and you can see that it's already gonna be taking shape fairly quickly. That's probably not going to be right, but that's the general idea here. And I would basically add another edge loop, say here, so I could cut out the wheel well inserts and then delete these faces here on the bottom, and then just shape the verts. And like I said, I'm sort of doing this fairly quick, and so it's not going to be 100% accurate. Basically do that one there, and just push and pull verts to try and match at least part of the wheel well. Go ahead and cut these faces out. And you can see there's pretty much the basics of our car. In a couple quick extrusions, you can basically create a fairly nice car, especially if you understand how the geometry is are supposed to work. And basically there's our car. It's obviously probably a little too wide, so we'll go ahead and just do that, and hey, there's your car. So general idea is, if you want to model a car, just basically use a box. But like I said, I mean, the box and the polyplane method, there's really no difference other than, the polyplane method's probably just going to take an exorbitant amount of time because you're just going to be extruding edge. But if you use a box, you can basically block out a car fairly quickly.